Movies have been with us for over 120 years. And in that time, they've changed radically, just as the technology around them has changed. We shoot them differently.
Hey guys, that's a picture wrap on number 1, Chad.
We watch them differently.
We can be watching feature-length movies just like this.
We even think about them differently.
Look around, everybody. Look around, ladies and gentlemen, because we all have stories to tell.
From silent melodrama to chatterbox talkie, to widescreen Technicolor epic, to new wave art film, to special effects blockbuster, movies have been evolving from the moment of the first exposed frame. In some ways, movies and our relationship with them have remained constant. We are still hypnotized by the illusion of life. We still fall into a movie's story the way we plummet through a dream.
It'll be a lot easier with that.
And because we are so beguiled,
Hey, look over there.
many of us are driven to make movies ourselves.
One day, when the glory comes,
It's a small step from being a fan to thinking, I want to do that. I want to make that.
oh, glory.
So many of us work from a permission-based place, and we don't even know it. We're waiting for someone to say it's okay, waiting for someone to give us a green light, give us money, tell us how to do it, shepherd us through. And, if you're waiting for that, some people get lucky. But most of us have to do it for ourselves. And the sooner you realize that, and the sooner you step out and begin, just begin, you will start to find your momentum.
In the beginning, motion picture cameras were just inventions, and the films were just novelties. A camera person decided to shoot something, and that was it. No directing, no writing, no editing. But audiences soon wanted more. They wanted thrills. They wanted to see certain actors. They wanted variety. They wanted depth. But mainly, they wanted story. So, films started to get written by writers, and the stories became more complex. Films got longer. The camera operator, who only knew photography, began to need help managing a production, and pacing the story, and directing the actors. And so, the role of the director was born. Then, you needed someone who could assemble the footage at the end of the day into a coherent and exciting narrative. And so, within a decade of the medium being invented, you had the film editor.
Uncle,
What is it?
you have got a big white chalk mark on your shoulder.
When synchronized sound recording arrived in
Let
1927,
me rub it off.
the production process became many times more complicated.
She was killed by a foreign agent who was interested too.
Screenplays with resonant dialogue became crucial.
What the foreign agent looked like?
There wasn't time. No, there was one thing. Part of his little finger was missing.
Which one?
This one, I think.
Sure it wasn't this one?
While directing actors and action developed into a unique mode of expression. Shooting was a constant challenge as technology evolved. And the craft of editing continued to discover new storytelling ideas. Like using sound as something that can be cut, mixed, overlapped, and manipulated. It's been said since that a movie is written 3 times: in the script, on the set, and in the editing room. In the decades to follow, each of the 4 disciplines had its creative surges.
Be careful, Charles. Pull your muffler around your neck, Charles.
Deep focus, color, and widescreen imagery made the art of cinematography even more powerful. The thematic explorations of international cinema in the 50s and 60s started as experiments in writing.
The crows again.
The director became recognized as a movie's auteur, its premier artist. And the rise of realistic action and blockbusters made the editor a maestro of coordinated chaos and excitement. But the key to making movies is to remember how these 4 roles interact and depend on each other. The cinematographer should know what decisions the editor will have to face. And the editor will understand how the screenwriter intended for a scene to play out. The screenwriter is essentially laying out a map for the others to follow.
You sick, pathetic creep. I hate you.
And the director has to have a foot in all 3 worlds, guiding them and coordinating them into a cohesive whole from start to finish.
If this to be the end, farewell, cried the wounded piper boy. Whilst the muskets cracked and the yeomen roared hurrah and the ramparts fell. Methinks me breathes me last, me fears, said he. Holy shit, you've got him!
When everything is synthesized in a film and all 4 roles are clicking together, you know it right away. They're movies you fall into, movies that can mark your life, movies that you'll want to see again and again. With today's technology, movie making is more available than ever. You don't need to work for a studio, or raise thousands of dollars, or even rent an expensive camera.
I hate you! No, I'm telling you the truth.
Every step of the production process can be done with inexpensive software and hardware. And so, a new era in the medium's history has begun. It's a democratization of movie making, in which anyone can become an auteur and get their vision up on a screen. First, there's the idea, the film you want to make. Because if you don't, no one else will. Then you need to know how through every stage of the process. How do you turn an idea into a story?
Nobody does westerns anymore. It's ancient Troy. If it's got horses in it, it's a western.
How do you write that story in a form everyone will get? How do you shoot the film so the visuals express not only the story, but also what it means? How do you use sound expressively? How do you orchestrate the shoot so the film comes out the way you want? How do you creatively assemble the pieces in the editing room? It's a craft and an art form, and being inspired and original and passionate is as important as knowing how to write, shoot, and cut.
How to do, ladies? Name of Pete.
Go to sleep, you little baby. Go to sleep, you little baby. Everybody's gone in the cotton and the corn. Didn't leave nobody but the baby. Don't you weep, pretty baby. Don't you weep, pretty baby. She's long gone with the red shoes on. Gonna need another loving baby.
Play it once, Sam. For all time's sake.
I don't know what you mean, Miss Elsa.
Play it, Sam. Play as time goes by.
Oh, I can't remember it, Miss Elsa. I'm a little rusty on it.
I'll hum it for you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Sing it, Sam.
You must remember this.
Smash Cut is designed to teach you the basics, but also inspire you. Reveal aspects of film you haven't seen before. Trip through cinema history looking for new ways to see life and narrative. Give you a taste of the medium's expressive history, and lay a path forward for your own creations. We'll be looking at some of the greatest films ever made, and considering what makes them great. Visual eloquence, storytelling, passion, originality. Just a simple but awe-inspiring mastery of craft. How did the great filmmakers face storytelling challenges? How did they imprint their personality, their way of seeing things, onto their films? Did they strive to manipulate their audiences, or did they struggle to make something beautiful? How did they make the filmmaking itself? The images, the pacing, the time, the sound, echo with meaning.
Where are you from?
Chicago.
In the Smash Cut program, you'll explore the fundamentals of screenwriting, cinematography, directing, and editing, looking at how the four disciplines are interrelated, and how each has been utilized by masters of the medium over the decades, and how a creative approach to each can help you realize your vision. Throughout, think of the films you want to make, and consider how any and all of the ideas you encounter could be something you can use. Whatever you do, don't be afraid to take risks, and always be open to trying new things. Look to your mentors for guidance, look to cinema's rich history for inspiration, and most importantly, look inward to find what makes you unique as an artist.
As time goes by.